Hello guys, welcome to this session. Remember I promised that we're going to learn more on how to create frames, right? Yes, I will make this video very simple and short as much as I can. Alright, so without wasting much of our time, let's go to our shape and get a shape. This is the first shape we will be using for this. So all I just have to do is to resize it a bit, okay? Yes, resize it a bit and then go to the radius. I think that radius to be about 35. All right, I want it to be at 35. Right, so after that you say okay, and then you also go back to the shape, bring up another shape. Now this time you're going to resize this shape differently. Okay, going to resize it differently and try as much as you can to place it on this area. This is because of the kind of shape or the kind of frame I want to make. When you are done, you just say okay, then check if the shape is properly aligned. Wow, okay, I think this one needs a little touch, so you go to your position, bring down the speed, move it this way a bit. It also needs a little touch more. You bring down your speed and then move it up a bit. Yeah, it's good now. Yes, it's good now. So we're gonna bring another shape, or we'll possibly copy this one and then bring it this way. Okay, bring it closer this way. All right, let's check. Okay, it needs a little touching on the position also. So move this one this way and then move this one upwards. All right, let's check. It's still not okay, so go to position it again, we'll move it up again. I think it still needs a little touch, so you keep doing this until you've gotten what you want to your test. Now this is beautiful. Now the three of those shapes, I have actually formed them the way I want them. So what is the next thing? Let's proceed to to merge them. So you mark the three of them and then you click on merge. You say okay, so they have finally become one shape. Those three elements I brought up, right, they finally become one shape. Okay, so now to tell you that this is actually a frame, there are things we need to do. For now it's not frame yet until we've seen image in it. So let me go to my gallery and bring image. But how am I going to do that? Remember that this particular shape here, or element here that I merged to form this shape, or to form this frame, we can do a lot of things with it. Like we can put color, we can touch the opacity, we can do a lot of things on it. But now how do I get the image to come inside of it? All right, this is not actually my favorite, but this is one way out of many other ways. All right, this is one way you can add image to this and it becomes a frame. So you go to texture, see your texture here, then once you click on this gallery icon here, it will drive you straight to your gallery. So I have to pause this video now. When we're ready, we'll continue. Now this is the image I want to import into that particular frame. All right, as texture, as the image forming my texture. Okay, so this is just it. Now I'll say okay, because it is properly cropped, so I'll say okay. Now this is one of the problems we used to have when the frame is too large. I mean, while you are using texture, right, you may have that picture duplicated, just like you have seen the one I drew here now. So what do? You try and use this particular button here. Sometimes you might need this one also if there is excess here. All right, so this and this are the two buttons you will be needing for this task. So you just draw it closer. All right, are you see what I'm seeing below? So you bring it closer also. Let's draw it closer a bit. Now that you've successfully gotten this, I think this has formed the shape we want. But one more thing remaining. Now that it's highlighted, let's go straight to stroke, enable the stroke, and then let's move it to 5. All right, and then we give it a color. Let's click out. Are you seeing that? That is a beautiful frame. Okay, so that is the first one. Let me shift it by the side. All right, the next one is a very simple one. I know many of us do see things something like that, but first of all, before I show you, let me go to the gallery and bring up the image I want to use for this particular one. Now here is the image that I want to use for this particular frame I want to make. Is it frame? Yes, it looks like frame, and that is what it is. All right. So I'm first of all going to crop it by taking off these parts. Just want to get it very closer. All right. So this is it. After this, I'll click on this correct mark sign, and now I'm not going to add any shape to this, but there is one simple thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to strokes. Yes, I will enable the strokes and maybe take it up to 5. Yes, sometimes you must have seen something like this, right? Someone's picture having a stroke, or sometimes people call it shadow, but this is not actually shadow, it is strokes, right? So sometimes you see something like this. This thing could also serve as a beautiful frame to your picture, to beautify your picture you have in your design. All right. Another thing you need to take note of is where to position any picture like this. All right, like this particular one now can be positioned anywhere, and if a name wants to be attached to it, the name can be in a box without affecting this picture, and the name can also be without any box. All right. But this particular picture right here, it's not really professional. It's not really professional to place this picture anywhere, assuming you want to do something like this, and then you have this picture duplicated, all right, like many persons, and then you just bring them like this, and then you start writing names on them. It doesn't look professional. Okay, so now what do you need to do? About this? Let me hide one. What do you need to do about this? If you wish to place this picture, it may be somewhere around here or somewhere around here. Maybe you want to cut off some part, or possibly anywhere around the middle part of it that you're putting it. It means that you have extra elements, such as maybe ripped papers, or a kind of lens flare, or things like that you want to use, or even a shape you want to use to maybe cover this area, or you want to bring it close or something. There should be something that should serve as a complementary to this part of the image. Okay, so these are the things you need to take note of, because if you're designing as a professional, you need to observe all these things. You can't just place pictures anywhere and anyhow. Do you understand? All right, now let me bring up the other one that I locked, because I'm still going to use it, and let me go and remove the strokes so we can make the let's make the other frame. Okay, so we go to this is another picture I've imported now, but I'm going to crop it. Okay, I'm going to crop it. Where is the crop? This is crop. Now I'm going to use this. Look here, this circle crop, right? That is the one I'm going to use. Okay, so just have to bring it very closer a bit, closer. Okay, yes, something like this is good, though I feel the heights, if we go to relative size, the height may be higher than the width. Okay, but nevertheless, let's proceed. So after cropping it to my taste, I say okay. Now this picture is cropped. Okay, it is cropped already, so let's go get a shape. We import a shape, we change it to a circle, and then we increase the size. Let's bring this one up. After saying okay, let's bring this image up. Let's bring it up. So you drag here, what's happening? Okay, so this is it. Now this is up. Okay, so you can use your position. I think that would be better and faster. So finally, when you've gotten what you want, this is beautiful like this. All right, this is really okay. The shape and the image cropping fits each other. All right, so this is beautiful like this. Now the next thing I want to do now is to merge these two, this 1 and 2. You see that? Yes, we merge the two of them, and we say okay. So now that we've merged the two images, or the two elements, we can possibly go to strokes and also add strokes to it. Let's make it 5, and then we give it a different color so we could know the difference. All right, so let's resize and shift it a bit. Okay, Now this is another one here. Now finally, I want you to know that um, all these shapes you are seeing here, all these shapes you are seeing here, like the square, the circle, this, even this heart, this, let's get other ones, right? Yeah, this. You can actually use these things to make frame. You can use it to make frame. If you know what you're doing, you will know how to use these images, okay, to make frame. Okay, so let me just pick this particular one. Let me just pick this particular one for now, and I'm going to import another image into it, right? Just like I did with the one here, which I actually used texture. Okay, so let's go on now. Okay, here is the image, and let me just quickly use it. Okay, if you notice, this picture is not properly cropped. It's not properly cropped. That is why you are seeing it not centrally aligned. Okay, so these are the things you need to take note of when you want to do something like this. All right, so when you're done, you say okay, and then you can go and add strokes to it. You can go and add strokes to it, and then you can possibly change the color, give it a color. All right, so these are the things I want you to understand about shape making in Pixellab. Sometimes you might also need to use the bezier tool, that is the mask, to mask your image. Already I've taught you how to mask image, right? So these are the ways we generate frames. Pixellab does not actually have already made templates for frames like Canva. So here you do it the way you want it, and then you get what you've done, right? So go on now to practice and share your comments with us about your progress. Do have a lovely moment. Bye.